The Dallas Mavericks extend their winning streak to 5 wins as they defeat the Washington Wizards 112-104 in not the prettiest of fashion. It wasn't like the greatest game. It was like the Oklahoma City Thunder game where we just blew them out. It was somewhat of a struggle back and forth, but it doesn't matter how the first 3 quarters go. It's all about that final buzzer and what that score is at the end of the game, and we did secure the dub. But before we break down today's game, 94.1% of you guys are not subscribed. You don't want to miss out on any of the content that we're dropping here on Mavericks Digest. You want to stay in the loop, make sure you hit that subscribe button and stay notified for whenever we're dropping videos. But today's game it wasn't electrifying like the Oklahoma City Thunder game, but it was still a good game nonetheless. PJ Washington, Daniel Gafford, they were both in the starting lineup. Gafford had a few missed shots to start the game, but then he really brought it together. I kind of wanted to see more of Daniel Gafford down the stretch. We didn't really play him a whole lot. Maxey kind of closed the game out, which is fine. We still got the dub. But Daniel Gafford looked great. He looked phenomenal. He was grabbing boards. He was kicking it out. He was making smart plays. It was great. PJ Washington, on the other hand, he played a very good defensive game. He was staying in front of his man. He wasn't making it too easy on offense for the opposite team. They had to actually get their shots off. PJ Washington was everywhere. He was high flying. He was switching. He was going to the right spots on defense. On the offensive end, it wasn't the prettiest game for PJ Washington. He missed a lot of wide open threes, a lot of corner threes, which are supposed to be his specialty. But it's only his second game with the team. Give him a few more games to get his flow going and figure out. It's a whole new team, whole new system, new players. I'm going to give him a pass for now. Wasn't the best offensive game, but he did look good on defense. Kyrie Irving from the jump was attacking. Anytime we needed a quick bucket, Kai just went straight to the basket and got it to go. He doesn't really get to the free throw line too much, but he did get a few foul shots this game. He looked phenomenal. Maxey Kleber hit big shots when they mattered. Tim Hardaway Jr. was there. He was there. We'll get to that in a little bit in this video, but Jaden Hardy looked really good in the short bit of minutes that he did get. Josh Green was phenomenal. Not only did he score a good bit, but he was playing very good defense, picking pockets. I think he got a steal or two. It was looking great. But without me just rambling, let's just look at our box score real quick. PJ Washington with 9 points. He had 2 turnovers, but he had 3 assists, 5 rebounds. He did shoot 0 of 5 from 3. Like I said, those open shots, those corner threes that were not going down for him. Daniel Gafford ended the game with 16 points, 2 turnovers, but he had 5 blocks, 2 steals, 3 assists, and 17 rebounds, with 7 of them being offensive rebounds, which is huge for this team. I truly believe that those rebounds, those boards, are the reason why we were able to stay in this game and the reason why the Washington Wizards couldn't run away with it from us. Kyrie Irving finished the game with 26 points. He had 2 blocks, 4 assists, and 7 rebounds himself. Luka Doncic ended the game with 26 points. He had 2 blocks, a steal, 15 assists, and 11 rebounds. He did have 5 turnovers, which didn't look too good in the first half, but the second half he just completely turned it around. And off the bench for us, we had Maxey with 5 points. He had a block and 5 rebounds, looking good. All the other guys off the bench, they weren't too good. Tim Hardaway, 5 points, 1 steal, 1 assist, 3 rebounds. He was 1 of 7 from 3, 2 of 13 from the floor, which I'm glad that Jason Kidd saw that and just pulled him off and you shouldn't. I mean, he played 22 minutes. You probably could have gave about 5 of those or maybe even half of that to Derrick Jones Jr. or maybe Jaden Hardy. Speaking of Derrick Jones Jr., he finished the game with 2 points, 2 rebounds. He really wasn't playing that well offensively or defensively. But Jaden Hardy had a great game. And honestly, I think Jaden Hardy deserved more minutes in tonight's game. He had 10 points with 2 rebounds. He was 2 of 4 from 3. Hit 2 back-to-back 3-pointers in the fourth quarter when we really needed them the most to get back into this game. And it was a thing of beauty. About, I think, a minute left in the third quarter, Luka Doncic went out with what I thought was another nose injury. He took a hard foul from, I want to say it was Kispert. I think he kneed him in the chin or his elbow hit him in the chin. There was a little bit of blood. I thought it was his nose again. I feel like everybody on the Dallas Mavericks is having a nose problem. But it was just his chin. There was blood, so he was gone for, I think they said, about 6 minutes of actual game time. It felt a lot longer. But once Luka Doncic came back in the game, everything turned around. I mean, I didn't doubt that Kyrie could get it done, but with Luka Doncic, it completely flipped. Luka was getting guys open. Luka was hitting his own shots, which after a while, I was like, how are these going in? Because in the first half, Luka didn't look too good. His shots was falling, but he was also kind of struggling. But when he came back, he was phenomenal. Now, I say he was struggling. I want to say he had 15 in the first half. I got to double check, but To the standards of Luka Doncic that we hold him to, it wasn't a very pretty first half, but when he came back after getting his chin stitched up, phenomenal. We went on a run. We were killing it. I was waiting for the Wizards to call a timeout. We were like on a 12-2 run. I'm like, are they going to call a timeout? It's fourth quarter. This game's running away from you. We were just going. Daniel Gafford looked good. Like I said, Maxi Kleber hitting big shots in big moments. Jaden Hardy hitting big shots in big moments. Man, my man Josh Green was playing good defense. Man, I'm not trying to make any crazy comparisons, but he looked like the glove, man. He looked like Gary Payton out there, just always getting in them pockets, got a few steals, like, it was great. It was down the stretch, it was good defense. Because like I said, the first 2-3 quarters, for the first 2.5 quarters of this game, it was very sloppy. The first quarter, we didn't really come out with a whole lot of energy. It wasn't really like pounding the boards. We weren't like doing a lot of fast breaks. We weren't picking up the pace. It was just sloppy on both ends. The second quarter, more or less the same as the first quarter. But when we hit that third quarter, we finally started finding good motion. We started to get our flow going. We started getting good shots. And then Luka goes out, and we're like, there it goes. But that fourth quarter is where it all came together. And I say this often. It's not about how you start. It's about how you finish. And the Dallas Mavericks finished the game. They got the dub. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't flashy. But that's how you do it. But let's check out the other team's box score. Marvin Bagley, I've seen a few videos before. I've never met a man named Marvin that put fear in my heart. But he finished this game with 12 points, 1 block, 2 assists, and 13 rebounds. Kyle Kuzma finished the game with 23 points, 8 rebounds, and 1 steal. Denny Avdia finished the game with 25 points. He had 3 assists, 1 block, and 7 rebounds. Tyus Jones finished the game with 14 points, 2 steals, 16 assists. Whew, I didn't think he was getting the ball around that much. And about 3 rebounds. Jordan Poole finished with a beautiful 3 points, 3 assists, and 6 rebounds. And the ex-Dallas Maverick himself, Rashawn Holmes, finished the game with 10 points, 1 block, and 2 rebounds coming off the bench. And you can see the rest of their bench unit just stinking it up. We're able to compare it to the Dallas Mavericks. They tried it. They couldn't duplicate it. It's us, baby. We got the dub. It wasn't pretty. It doesn't matter. All that matters is the winning streak continues as we go into the All-Star break. We do play the San Antonio Spurs on Wednesday, which should be a dub for us. I think Victor Wembanyama just had a triple-double against the Toronto Raptors tonight. He had like 10 blocks. It was a triple-double using blocks. Crazy. But I don't think Victor Wembanyama wants no smoke with my man Daniel Gafford hanging down low. And hopefully Jason Kidd plays Daniel Gafford more. I said it earlier in the video. Down the stretch, we were playing Maxi to close the game out. I get it. Space the floor, but not only just spacing the floor, Maxi was playing great defense. Let me talk about Maxi for a second. He was using his body and going straight up, contesting shots left and right, making it hard for anybody to just drive up on him, which was great. I think he had a block. Let me pull it up. Did Maxi Kleber finish with a block? Let me see. Off the bench, he had 1 block. On the defensive end, Maxi was looking very good, and it was just incredible. This whole team, everybody, except for Tim Hardaway, hopefully he can turn around the next game. I know he's a high-volume shooter. One game he'll drop 25, the next game he'll drop 2, and I get it. But when that 3 ball is falling, it's falling, and it wasn't really falling that great for us until the fourth quarter. Jaden Hardy hit 2, Maxi hit 1, and from there, we were good. We were golden. But it was also a big night for Daniel Gafford. Like I said at the beginning of the video, he had another historic night. In the first half of tonight's game against Washington, former Wizard Daniel Gafford grabbed 14 rebounds, his most boards in a single half, and the most rebounds in a half by a Maverick since 2018 was DeAndre Jordan. He had 14 as well. I like Daniel Gafford, and just knowing that his production is going to be very similar to Derrick Lively's production, I'm ready. I'm ready for Derrick to get healthy and get back in this lineup because at many times, I'm like on my couch yelling, like, why isn't Gafford in the game? But it's like, bro, we can't play him all 48 minutes. Like, I get it. But when Derrick Lively comes back, those two, that 1-2 punch, it's going to feel like someone's always out there. And it's great. It's great. It was a great win for the guys. They look good. Like I said, Kyrie looked great. He was attacking the basket. His finishing, his ability to finish is probably the best in the league. The way that he just gets to the basket without going to the free throw line. I'll throw the stats one more time. Kyrie Irving from the free throw line, it's probably the most that he's had in a while. He was 4 of 6. 4 of 6 and still dropped 26 points. The man was just on fire. He was doing it all. He was doing his thing. Kyrie, great. Phenomenal. Luka, he was out for a while. The team tried to hold it together, but when Luka came back, Luka magic. And the whole team got it done. Like I said, Josh Green played huge, big defensive plays, good steals, good tenacity. He was everywhere, just electric. The energy was great. Daniel Gafford, Maxi Kleber's defense was great. PJ Washington, he played great defense, not so much great offense, but his defense was much appreciated as he was just active. He was everywhere. But that's all I got for you guys today. Let me know in the comment section who you thought was the Maverick of the game and who you thought played just their heart out tonight in this tough win. It wasn't pretty, sloppy, but a win's a win. You let me know who you thought was the best player on the Mavericks in the comment section down below. Thank you for making this far to the video. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a single video. We're dropping them back to back and you don't want to miss a thing. But until then, peace.